I'm gonna take myself a piece of sunshine and paint it all over my sky, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. I'm gonna take the song from every bird and make them sing it just for me, yeah. Birds got something to teach us all about being free, yeah. Be no rain, be no rain. And I think I'll call it morning from now on. Why should I survive on sadness and tell myself I've got to be alone? Why should I subscribe to this world's madness, knowing that I've got to live on? Knowing that I've got to live on. Knowing that I've got to live on. Yeah, I think I'll call it morning from now on.
Morning. That song still just that song just moves me. Good morning, Harry. Good morning, everybody. Everybody's going to the gym, leaving the gym, at the gym. Good morning, everybody out there in these streets. The kids go back yet? Is New Haven back to school yet? I think sometime this week. Those babies go back. I know Harper goes back tomorrow. You know. Yeah. So anyway, happy Monday. God, this time is flying by. August, you're betraying me. You're leaving me too soon. Oh my God, I can't. I feel like I need summer. I need summer to grip us the way winter grips us. Winter don't got no problems hanging around and holding you tight. Winter will start in October and hold you till May. Summer, a tight June to August or to September. I don't like that. I need summer to go all the way to the end of October. Like, I want warm weather in November. Like, I want Virginia weather. And, we've had that a few years, where Connecticut felt like Virginia. It was warm all the way into December. My pocket. You can still put up your pumpkin Halloween, pumpkin, turkey. Christmas decorations. You just move. There's no other state I want to live in. I know how crazy the white folks are in Connecticut. I don't know about these other white people in other states. I don't know about them. I know about the white folks in Connecticut. I know what racism and white supremacy looks like in Connecticut. I don't want to go to no new state and learn that. Y'all think I'm not joking. I know how my white folks do in Connecticut. I'm going to stay right here. I don't know. Strange. I just need the weather to be, I just need the weather to cooperate. Give me a little something. Give me a little something. you know. Anyway, yes. I'm up. I'm up. I had a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. You know, my weekend started on Thursday. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Um, I did go to the see Dr. Aaron's, Jeffrey Aaron's, out there in Amity, Woodbridge. Because you know I had this problem with my thumb for like almost 3 months. Well, the diagnosis is trigger finger. It's the real diagnosis. They don't know what causes it. What happens is your joints snap, like they click, and it's very painful, and you get a little knot that you can't get out of, that you can't get out, and your finger will stick or stop in a position when you like up and down. So that's what he told me. So he's like, a couple of things you could do. I'm gonna give you a shot, give you a steroid shot. And in about 2 weeks, it should hope. Usually for some people, the steroid shot will cure it, and you don't ever have to come back. If it doesn't cure it, you come back and we do a surgery in the office, and I cut the tendon to loosen it. I was like, oh, what? Let's hope this works. So far, it's not hurting the way it was. I could do this, and I'm not screaming in pain. Those who are watching me do hand jive. I still feel it. It's a dull ache underneath, but it is not that excruciating pain that it was. Oh my Lord. You know how pain's so great that it brings you to tears? You know, like it just takes your breath away. It was that kind of pain. You know, I'd go to the bathroom and take down my garments, and oh my God, you would have thought somebody punched me in the head. I'd be like, oh, and then I gotta get them back up. Oh, you know, and you really do need all your limbs, and when you don't have them, you know, it really does make you think long and hard about how you do things when you don't have the use of something in your body, you know. So you have to compensate, you know, and find other ways to sort of do things, and that's what I was doing because it was painful. Holy cow. So, but anyway, I got a diagnosis. I got the shot. My finger is usable. I can pick up stuff. I could grip things. And I am not wincing to the floor in pain. So yes, 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 yes. You know, Friday had a great time with folks hanging out on the porch. It was a wonderful Friday night. Beautiful weather, lots of champagne, a little bit of food. It was great. Saturday, I was around the house. Went to the gym, did a little something around the house, you know, that kind of thing. Yesterday, same thing around the house. I didn't go to the gym because my stomach was ridiculously upset. Lauren came by and brought some books for the little library, which is very nice. We had just stacked it with books that were in my car. So we got some stuff done. And here we are Monday. We're back at Monday. And my week looks pretty good. My week looks really, really good. So I got some things on the periphery I gotta deal with, but for the most part, yeah, New Haven is looking pretty good today. It is looking pretty good. The weather is nice. So I got to make my way to the Shakespeare in the Park at some point before it goes. You know, I got to find a dry night. Because God knows that's like today, tomorrow, maybe, and then we might get rain this afternoon, anytime after like 3, 4. That's what they're saying on the news. So I'm like, all right, chance of rain this afternoon. And every time they say chance of rain, you best believe we've been getting rain. So we'll see what happens. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday looks good. Sunday kind of rainy. Monday, so we have to figure out when we're gonna go see Shakespeare in the Park because they are there until the 2nd. So maybe we get to see them at the last couple of performances. Some seasons are rainy. It's at the peak of hurricane season right now. It's about to hit the peak, and then it just starts to the trajectory starts to go down. You know, Sorry, I'm messing around with my lights. 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 Uh, I had the craziest dream last night. I dreamed that I was in med school. I, I, I dreamed I was in med school. Barack Obama was in the hospital. A couple of other people were in the hospital. Um, it was really good, and I was trying to get home to change for something, but I was in med school in Hartford, and I had to get all the way to New Haven, but I didn't make it to New Haven. I stayed at the hospital because I had rounds and patients. It was I felt like I was in one of those medical shows. That's what it felt like. I felt like I was just in one of those medical shows, like ER or something, or Chicago Med or something. It wasn't it wasn't a scary dream or anything. It was just very vivid and busy. There's a lot of busyness. It's very busy. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with people. And I've got stuff to do. I've got some writing to do. So when I get off air, we'll see how I feel. Lately I've been taking to when I get off air, Harry, I go get into bed for another hour. Since I don't have to run up to Springfield. So I'm like, okay, it's summer. I could get back into bed. But I told myself, if I do that, I still have to get my walk in, you know. I still have to I prefer to get my walk in as early as possible when it's cool, you know what I mean? Like when the sun isn't at its peak, you know. I feel like that's what I would like to do. And uh it's very nice. It's not sunny out yet. I think the sun is coming. It looks a little overcast, but it's going to be sunny. So in a few minutes, it'll be really sunny till about the evening. It looks good. I've got to finish my book. I've got to finish my book so I could get on to the next book. Oh, these days of summer are really these summer days are really something. I live for them, you know. Uh yes. Oh my gosh, I've been paying attention to the Trump people doing their foolishness. And now they're coming for the American Bar Association. And they are looking to snatch accreditation powers from the American Bar Association. Texas already stopped looking at the ABA's accreditation to tell them how to set the tone and the curriculum for law schools in Texas. So this was in the Washington Post. My sister sent me this the other day. Trump administration moves to strip bar associations' power to accredit law schools. President Donald Trump and other Republicans have accused the American Bar Association of liberal bias, promoting DEI and pushing a political agenda in law schools. Now, only the you know, if people don't understand what they are trying to do. If you don't have accredited law schools, that means it becomes the wild, wild west in these law schools, and then you create a body of inept lawyers who don't know the law in these courts, and that would bode very, very bad for these United States. The Trump administration's ongoing feud with the American Bar Association has come to a head as the Education Department threatens to strip the organization of its power to oversee law school programs across the country. Department staffers recently recommended the ABA lose the federal recognition needed to operate as an accreditor. And who would they put in this place? Walmart? Like, I don't understand this. I mean, I understand why they're doing it because, white supremacy coupled with ignorance, you get stupid stuff. So in a report made public Friday, staffers at the department said the ABA, which accredits nearly 200 law schools, had failed to keep both sides of its house separate and independent, undermining its effectiveness as an accreditor. What even does that mean? Where's the evidence of that? These people just talk out their asses and make stuff up. And I bet you none of them folks are lawyers. The association is both an accreditor for law schools and trade group for legal professionals. As an accreditor, ABA oversees the quality of law school education and determines whether law schools not affiliated with a university can accept federal student aid. And not only that, every law school is teaching all the same curriculum. There are core courses that you got to take: torts, civil procedure, criminal law. Oh God, I mean, I just finished them. So, and everybody is taking them around the country at the same time. That's the core. When you are 1L, these are the core classes that you take. Man, oh man. Writing. You have to take a writing class. You have to take a research class. So, President Donald Trump and other Republican lawmakers have accused the ABA of having a liberal bias and promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, pushing a political agenda in law schools. Now, these dummies, and they are dummies, make no damn mistake. Less than 5% are people of color in law school. And when I say less than 5%, I mean that means Latinos, Asians, and anybody else who's not white in law school. And how is that a liberal? How? And you want a liberal agenda. This is not Catholic school where you solely teach Catholicism, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. This is not Catholic school. This is not the parochial school system. This is law school. You want attorneys, you want to make lawyers that are well rooted and versed in the law and understand how to do the work of lawyers. Yikes. Yeah. So they have accused them of being biased and promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion, pushing a political agenda in law school. What is the political agenda? Help me out. Putting out good lawyers? Turning out good lawyers? Conservatives have also criticized the ABA, which has accredited law schools since 1952, for having a monopoly on oversight of law school education. These people are stupid. How many accrediting places do you want to have? I kind of think you want to have one to provide continuity of curriculum and what's necessary and needed. I don't think you need 8 million accrediting bodies. Because what'll happen is Walmart will open an accredited body, so and so, big corporations, big law, all these places. Then you will get the very thing that you think is happening, dummies. Okay. The Education Department declined to comment. David Barker, Assistant Secretary for Post-Secondary Education, told the Wall Street Journal, which first reported the recommendation, "We have said many times that accreditation in general operates like a cartel." Well, these people would know what a cartel operates because they are trying their best to operate to run this government like a cartel. When there's no competition, accreditors feel free to inject their own political preference, their own ideologies into the work that they do. Shut up. These dummies. And so you want everybody to be stupid. You want dumb lawyers. God, and there's enough of them out there already. But you want to add to the herd. Lord have mercy, help these people. When is the midterms? Can we just get to the midterms so we can start cleaning house and put the trash out? Because these people are stupid. They are numb skulls. Anyway. The ABA's Accreditation Council Chair, Melissa Hart, told the Washington Post that the council is confident it complies with the Education Department requirements for accreditors and federal laws. The outcomes produced by the Council of Accredited Law Schools are unmatched, and we continue the important work of accrediting law schools as our recognition prowess proceeds, she said in a statement. See, she's trying to be reasonable. She's trying to fight stupidity with bright, and that they don't understand that language. This morning I'm drinking some Vita Coco coconut water because nutrients and electrolytes. I guess it's got 70%. It's got 70% daily needed vitamin C. I appreciate that. Okay. So the Education Department last approved the Association of Accreditation Law Schools in 2021, a 5-year designation that is up for review next month. Oh God, just hang in there until we could get these fools out of office. The federal government relies on accreditors. I want to see Donald Trump drag the hell out of office and all the minions I want to see them dragged to the front lawn and flocked. But that's medieval. But still, if you're going to have WWF on the front lawn, you might as well have a public flogging. Little known but powerful organizations to deem colleges worthy to participate in federal student aid program. See, what they're trying to do is trying to limit how many students could get federal aid. Did you know, a sidebar, did you know that, I didn't know this, I read this just this over the weekend, that colleges and universities used to be pretty free. And it wasn't until black students started going to school that they put in tuition and then loans and stuff like that. Like that stuff did not exist prior to in the early days of you would pay a very little amount for a college education, but it wasn't until after the civil rights, just before the civil rights movement, like during the civil rights movement, they started putting tuition in place as a barrier. It was a barrier. Tuition was a barrier. It was an honest to God barrier. They didn't want black and Latino and Asian kids going to school with white kids. It was a barrier. Just like the bar exam was a barrier to keep blacks and Jews out. It was a barrier. It was started as a barrier. It wasn't to like, now they want you to believe it's some measure of what you've learned in law school, but they put that in place because they didn't want blacks and Jews in the law in this country. So just thought I'd put that out there. You don't gotta trust me, go look that mess up. The ABA has been at the center of controversy due to its support for diversity in the legal field. Last year, then Attorney General Pam Bondi, that trick, criticized the association for requirement that schools demonstrate a commitment to diversity inclusion, calling it illegal. I don't understand what these people think is illegal about saying we want all kinds of students sitting in our classroom because the world is diverse. Education department staff noted in it, when we come back into power, we're going to have to codify all this stuff so we never ever again revisit fooling around with laws and fooling around with all this kind of stuff ever again. Honest to God, we have to codify some of this stuff so that we don't have to be back down this road in 50 years because these dummies, because white people are stupid. And some black ones too. When I say white people, I tell you all the time that 3 to 8%. that 3 to 8% of black people, I put them in the white people category. Because I don't get it. This gets on my nerves. So yeah. So all these little barriers that you find out, and it's still happening. I mean, they're still doing it. And pretty soon education is going to be out of reach now that they limited how much money that people can borrow, particularly for the professional degrees like med students and law students. It's gonna be a hardship. It's I don't get it. It's just ridiculous. So you see, they say you see people commenting about things that the American Bar Association has done that have nothing to do with the accrediting council. He said, and they're mixing it up. That's really silly. Yeah, this is what Austin Parrish, dean of the University of California Irvine School of Law, argues that the administration is conflating the accreditation arm of the ABA with the broader association. You see people commenting about things that the American Bar Association has done that has nothing to do with the accrediting council, he said. It's really silly. Attacking the accrediting council over its stance on diversity, Parrish said, speaks to the Trump administration's larger agenda. And you're absolutely right. 5 years ago, the ABA, like the rest of the world, was concerned about discrimination and had standards that required schools to take concrete steps to ensure non-discrimination, he said. Whether that's DEI in the way the administration sees it, I view it differently. The report comes as the Trump administration let's see, where'd I go? Okay. The report comes as the Trump administration seeks to reshape college accreditation, a system it has accused of being captured by liberal politics. The Education Department has proposed regulations and encourage intellectual diversity and increase competition among accreditors. The proposed rule also calls on the accreditors and trade associations to be separate to prevent conflicts of interest. Tensions have simmered between the ABA and the Trump administration on multiple fronts, including in court. Top Justice Department officials have repeatedly taken aim at the legal group. Bondi wrote to the ABA last year that the group was biased in favor of Democrats and said their administration would not allow it to help vet judicial nominees. Oh, I hate these people so much. Also last year, Todd Blanche, then the Justice Department's #2 official, who has since replaced Bondi as Attorney General. And girl, they done booted you out. Do you see how they booted her out? Girl, that's what you get for toting piss with people who hate you. Said that the agency would no longer pay for its employees to travel to ABA events or allow them to even attend such functions. What do you get out of that? What do you get out of that? You know, this Gestapo tactics are just bad for America. The ABA, but these are dinosaurs, harmful dinosaurs, but harmful. The ABA has also sued the administration, including in a case challenging Trump's campaign to crack down on prominent law firms. It's a shakedown. You're talking about somebody running something like a cartel. He's shaking them down, and he want money from these people. And these dummies, instead of fighting back, acquiesce. They think that's the only way out, or that's the easy way out, or less disruptive to the order of things. So Trump issued executive orders last year taking aim at several firms that had hired his perceived enemies. And see, this is at the crux of it right there. His perceived enemies, or took on cases he disliked. 4 of the firms that were targeted sued to fight those orders, and all of them won court orders blocking Trump's sanctions. And that's what you have to do. You have to fight back with what you know, with the tools you know you have. The ABA filed its own lawsuit challenging Trump's actions, saying it had to act to protect its members and the rule of law itself. The case is ongoing, and a judge earlier this year rejected the Trump administration's effort to have the lawsuit thrown out. Nope. We're going to hear this foolishness. An independent advisory board will meet next month to consider the education department's recommendation. A senior education department official will then weigh in. Who? Linda McMahon? That dummy? Who they've got lawsuits going on against, federal lawsuits they got because they got people on their team that was harming young boys in the little wrestling world. So they've got lawsuits pending. Get out of here. So at the advisory board, so they say we look forward to the opportunity to address any misconceptions and clarify the record at our upcoming hearing, Hart said. We're confident the council will address any concerns the department may have at that hearing. If the advisory board votes that the government should withdraw its recognition of the ABA as an accreditor, and that decision is upheld by a senior department official, the ABA can then appeal the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon. God bless us one and all. If McMahon denies the appeal, law schools affiliated with a university could use their school's accreditor, while unaffiliated schools will have to find a new accreditor. So yeah, this is just to destabilize the education system. That's what's going to happen here. Going to destabilize. It's like they're destabilizing the food system. Can you imagine? Did you hear this foolishness? They're going to import some beef. Not talk to our cattle ranch, but that's what these cattle ranchers get, because overwhelmingly 75% of them voted for this foolishness. So, they're all on social media whining, talking about they feel betrayed. You only feel betrayed because it's happening to you. But when they was systematically trying to dismantle and destroy things, y'all was just like, oh, as long as it's not affecting us. Now he already went to Argentina and got bad beef. Now he's gonna get beef from somewhere else, and then had the audacity to say, "Well, I'm not at liberty to say where I'm gonna get this beef from." But then at the same time, he's allowed wild horses to be rounded up and sent to other countries. Wild horses. He said you could round them up and take them. So you know what's going to happen. They're going to round up these horses. They're going to kill them horses. They're going to ground that meat, and then they're going to sell it back to us as ground beef. Because these people are despicable. And anybody who's eating ground beef in this country right now, you're stupid. That's what's happening in your America. This is what's happening in your America. We can't eat nothing. these dummies have rounded up all the itinerant workers and all the immigrant workers and all the migrant workers. They've rounded them up, scared them off, so they're not in the fields. And the ones that are in the fields, particularly the ones that work for Tyler Farms and all the iterations of Tyler Farms. And so they don't let these people have any bathroom breaks. They don't let these people have fresh water. They don't let these. They want them to work from sun up to sundown. And where do you think they're going to go to the bathroom? Because all this contaminated food is just human excrement on food. Dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. Greed is a dangerous thing. You know. And now they don't recall. Look at all the eggs they don't recall. Look at all you can't have eggs. You can't have lettuce. You can't have blueberries. You can't have. Look at all the stuff you cannot have. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. And it's only going to get worse, boys and girls. It's only going to get worse. So I don't care about these cattle ranchers whining about their cattle, crying on TV and all this other stuff. You voted for this. And you can't say you didn't know because you voted for him the first time and he screwed you over then. So I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. I seriously, unequivocally do not care. Because we already in the sunken place. We're already there. You know. So mm, that's it. So yeah. Stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. So anyway, I just thought I'd put that out there. And you know, August 20th was in 1619. Just FYI, was the first enslaved Africans arrived in Virginia, setting the stage for slavery in North America. Mm-hmm. 1619, August 20th, 1619. You know. Yep. So more than 20 enslaved Africans arrived at Point Comfort in Virginia after being kidnapped in Angola and forcibly transported across the Atlantic. They had been captured by the Portuguese forces and taken aboard the San Juan Bautista, where many captives died during the voyage. Before the ship reached its destination, English privateers attacked it and seized some of the Africans. There's only 20 of them. Damn, how many? Several of whom were later brought to Virginia aboard the White Lion. Their arrival became a major turning point in the development of slavery in English North America. In the decades that followed, Virginia passed laws that made slavery increasingly hereditary and lifelong, creating a system that would remain in place for centuries. August 20th, 1619. Just so you know. And just so you also know, making food unsafe was part of Project 2025. I don't know if anybody picked up Project 25, but that's brilliant that they just put it out there because they knew people wasn't going to read it. Like not the dumb people. Smart people read it. The dumb people didn't read it. And so destabilizing. So look, we got a beef situation. We got bad beef out there. They had to recall that because it got worms in it. How do we? Because we don't got nobody at the FDA because they don't fire everybody. So nobody is checking poultry. Nobody's checking the meat. Nobody's checking there's nobody working. There's nobody working. I'm just FYI. And they're doing that. This is part of the plan to destabilize the food situation. And now I understand ICE is starving people. When people are detained, they're starving them to get them to deport, to get them to give up their right seeking asylum and all the things that we say we put in place for people who come to this country. They are starving them now. They're withholding, deliberately and intentionally withholding food and sustenance to people to get them to deport, to get them to say, okay, I'll leave. This is so shameful on so many levels. The level of inhumanity that people are willing to accept out of this administration is just so unconscionable. I'm embarrassed. Don't get me even talking about Texas Roadhouse. First of all, I don't eat at Texas Roadhouse. That's number one. I know there's this little Facebook thing going around, a group on Facebook with 400,000 members talking about they all agreed to spit in black people's food as a collective. They don't got to worry about it because I don't eat there, no way. And I hope we quit eating there. Just the fact that they would say it is disgusting. But then this is the ways of white people. This is the ways of white folk. This is the ways of white folk. Terrorism is in their DNA. Inhumanity is in their DNA. I know it's hard to say it, right? Because some of y'all are white infused. Me too. We all are. But this is the moment people got to pick a side. You can no longer sit on the fence. But you never really could sit on the fence. You never really, but you could try to explain stuff away in some kind of pseudo-intelligent way. But now you can't do it. Now there's too many things out there that you've got to take a stand on. You've got to, I don't care if you're white, black, green, purple. You're going to have to take a stand. Because today is black people and Latinos and Asian people. Tomorrow's going to be somebody else. You know, it's already women. It's always been women of any hue. I don't know why white women are always the last to know that the gun is pointed at them. I don't know why they always the last to know. We've always known. I don't know why white women always think they're the last to know the gun is pointed at them. I was like, girl, if y'all don't get information, but they never do, and then they sit there with those tears talking about how they get here. You got here because you thought your destiny was tied to white men and the possibility of being benevolent towards you. And they are not. They hate you too. They want your asses at home in the kitchen. They don't want you in these boardrooms. They don't want you in the courtrooms. They don't want you in the operating rooms. They don't want you in any room except the bedroom and the kitchen. That's it. Ooh, I'm telling you, it's too much out here. Have you seen this lab-grown stuff? Man, if y'all eat lab-grown, you deserve what you get. You deserve to get 8 heads. Lab-grown eggs have officially received their FDA clearance letter and are already being used in finished products like baked goods, protein bars, protein powders, sauces, dressings, and more. Sold at Walmart and Target. The silent revolution has breached the grocery aisles forever, altering what we ingest without us even realizing it. The FDA has issued a no questions letter regarding the safety of specific lab-grown egg proteins, allowing them to enter mainstream food supply. Yeah. I'm not making this up. I'm not making it up. By inserting egg white genes into engineered yeast, massive industrial biofactors are brewing bioidentical egg protein at an unprecedented scale. These ingredients, which are lacking long-term epidemiology studies, are now integrated into common items like protein bars, dressings, and baked goods, found on the shelves of major retailers like Walmart and Target. Check out, just check, read your labels. Just read your labels. And so, you know what you look at is there's words that you got to look for, you know. Oh, I'm telling you, this is wild. You have to be very careful. You know, lab grown meat is already making its way into restaurants and into grocery stores with language that sounds like it's wholesome and healthy, you know. Just listen. And I know people are not gonna they're not gonna do their due diligence because there are people out there who believe, oh, I don't think my government will harm me. And then a decade from now, your children got these rare cancers and all this other kind of foolishness. You know, your whole neighborhood's got these rare cancers, and you don't know because you was buying that bioengineered meat and eggs and all that other kind of stuff. But when you destabilize the food industry the way that they are trying to do, with the way that they are doing, then you could easily put out these bioengineered products, you know, because you can make the case that the market calls for it. This is what we have to do because people need eggs and people need meat and people need, and you know, and so you slowly and deliberately replace things for this stuff while these producers of this product make money. And there's no end in sight. There's no end in sight. No end in sight. So I just thought yeah, they're already in grocery stores. And here's the other thing. There's American beef already injected with steroids that Europe has banned. That's why when you go to Europe, and people say this all the time, and I know because I've been in Europe. When you eat the food over there, you feel so much better than when you eat the food here. When you eat the food in Europe, because they don't allow stuff. They're like, no, 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 no. You're not doing any of that here, and it's banned. You can't, you know. You eat dinner out in Europe, and you don't feel the way you feel when you eat dinner out here in the United States, because they don't allow for a lot of this stuff. Mm, yeah. It's time for all Americans. I'm about to give up Gmail myself. You know, I'm about to ditch Gmail and get something else. You know, I just gonna I'm gonna start moving that. I'm giving up Google search. I do already use DuckDuckGo on my phone. It doesn't track your searches or build a profile on you. So I already use DuckDuckGo. I just got to put it on my desktop and my laptop. Uh, I need to replace the Google Drive. I might look at Proton Drive for encrypted cloud storage, or or to keep sensitive files on an encrypted drive at my house. You know, files on major U.S. clouds can be accessed under U.S. law. I mean, all they're gonna find on my mess is mess, but just the fact that they could mess with it is, you know, unsettling. You know, and replace Chrome. Chrome is wired into Google's ecosystem, and has now with built-in AI too, and everything is AI'd up. You know, the Google search is now AI'd up. So, you know, you got to block these trackers. That's how they know when you're on your phone, you talk on your phone, and all this other kind of stuff, because they track you. Oh, now you got to replace WhatsApp. All this stuff got to, you know, everything is connected. and it would just take so much to replace Microsoft Office. I mean, that's been the standard operating system for like the whole world. But people are going to start moving. So, I mean, you got to do it. 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 So, and social media too. Anyway, just FYI, the Dixville Community House Fall Ball, I am their host again for the third year in a row, September 18th. So get your tickets. The Dixville Q House Fall Ball. They are honoring healthcare professionals. And it's everybody I know. I know all of them. Dr. Stephen Stanley, Dr. Tamiko Jackson, Cornell Scott, health centers. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a wonderful evening. And a wonderful evening. It's always a good time. And they do it at the Q House. And they do such a great job of decorating. So I'll get there for VIP reception. And then it starts at 7. And, tickets are only $100. Nice. That's a nice chunk of change. Doors open at 7. You can get a senior ticket for $75. So come on out. Shake a leg. September 18th. September 18th is the Q House fall ball. So that's a Friday night. You can hang out on a Friday night, and then the next night is the Jamaican American Gala, Jamaican American Connection Gala. I'll be at that too. So I'll be there on the 18th. I'll be at the gala at the 19th, and then 20. I get with my Soul Stitch sisters and we do something. So yeah, there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So yeah, I know I covered a lot of stuff, but you know what? That's what I do is fast paced. We fast paced on this show. Listen up, hang in there. I don't have a guest, so gotta keep it moving and grooving. Gotta shake it. I gotta be like Andre. What is it, Harry? Andre 5,000? Is it Andre 3,000? Shake it. Hey ya. That's how I feel this morning. Hey ya. I gotta shake it. Yes, lab grown eggs are already in U.S. grocery stores. And let me tell you who makes them and how you can spot them. Thanks, Lo. Ooh, that freaks me out. I don't like all this stuff. Precision fermentation. That's what it's called. Precision fermented egg protein is on the shelves at Walmart, Target, and Amazon. And the FDA never approved it. Do you hear me? Well, that's because nobody's working at the FDA. Like the door is open, ain't nobody in there. So people just walking in talking about, oh yeah, this what I find the stamp and stamp on their stuff and just put it out there. Here's who makes it and the label names to look for. There's a real egg white problem on American shelves right now that never came out of a chicken. A real egg protein, on American shelves. It was brewed in a steel tank by genetically engineered yeast. It is legal to sell in all 50 states. And the FDA never, ever approved it. Every part of that sentence is defensible, and most of what is circulating online about it is not. So here is the whole thing from the primary documents: who makes it, when it arrived, and what it actually made of, what the FDA did and did not do, and the exact words to look for on ingredient list. Hold on to your britches, babies. We about to let you have it. The ingredient is recombinant ovoalbumin, the main protein in egg white, grown by yeast or fungus instead of a hen. The industry calls it precision fermentation. 2 companies are cleared to sell it in the U.S. The Every Company, product Oval Pro, and Onigo Bio, product BioBoomin. It is not FDA approved. Both companies declared their own ingredient safe under GRAS, notified the FDA, and the FDA wrote back that it had no questions. It is already inside products at Walmart, Target, and Amazon, plus regional bakeries. The brands are contractually confidential. It is an egg allergen. It is certified vegan. Do you hear me? Certified vegan. Both of these are true at the same time. Can you imagine? It's an egg allergen, and yet they stamp it vegan too? And it's both true? Because it's not from a live chicken, a real chicken. It does not have to be labeled bioengineered. And in most cases, it will not be. Lab-grown eggs is 3 different things, and only one of them is real. Cultivated cell cultured egg. This is what people say. Cultivated cell cultured egg. What it actually is, animal cells grown in a bioreactor. This is the same category as lab-grown meat. Is it for sale in the U.S.? No. Nobody is selling a cell-cultured egg. Precision fermented egg protein, a yeast or fungus given the chicken gene for egg white protein, fed sugar, then filtered out. The protein is the product. No animal cells are involved. Is it for sale in the U.S.? Yes, this is the one. Plant-based eggs, mung bean, chickpeas, or algae protein formulated to behave like egg, just eggs is the famous one. Is it for sale in the U.S.? Yes, and it has been for years. So, the Snopes ran a fact check on the viral version of the story and rated it mixture. The product is real, it is on shelves, but calling it lab grown in the cell cultured sense is wrong, and Snopes found no evidence that brands were hiding it off their ingredient list. So, I think people should do their own homework on this. We'll revisit it again, But I think people really need to pay attention. If you have a population of people who cannot read or cannot discern or cannot understand and cannot dissect, then people are going to buy this stuff and think, oh, this is good. Fine. I could use it. I could drink it. I could eat it. It's dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. So when you start to dumb down the population, these kinds of things could rise up, and then in a generation, you're going to have problems. So anyway, that's my Monday, good people. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk some more. Tomorrow, we'll talk some more. Thank you, Harry.
Of a celebration of life, death, and the struggles of our ancestors. Check it out. Let me hear you say, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah. was at ease until a group of brothers started bugging out, drinking the 40 ounce, going the nigga out, disrespecting my black queen, holding their crotches and being obscene. At first I ignored them, cause see I know the type. They got drunk, they got guns, and yes they wanna fight. And they see a young couple having a time that's good, and the Eagles wanna test the brother's manhood. So they came to test me cause of my heritage and the loud bright colors that I wear. I was a target cause I'm a fashion misfit, and the outfit that I'm wearing, brothers dissing it. While I stay calm and pray the niggas leave me be, but they squeeze the parts of my date's anatomy. Why Lord, you brothers have to drill me, cause if I start to hit this man, they'll have to kill me. You see,
Hi, this is Babz Rawls Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming live at newhavenindependent.org.
I told the niggas please let us pass friends. I said please cause I don't like killing Africans. But he wouldn't stop, and I ain't Ice Cube, but I had to take the brother out for being rude. And like I said before, I was mad by them. It took 3 or 4 cops to pull me off of him. But that's the story, y'all.